Yo Namaga students, this is Mrs. Srividya from Bon Vidyashram. Let's have a quick recap of yesterday's session. What we had seen in the last session. We saw about the importance of clothes, what are fibers, how we obtain fibers, and we saw about the two types of fibers, natural fibers and man-made fibers. Natural fibers, that is, they are obtained from plants and animals. Natural fibers, about the plant fibers which we read in are class 6. That is, we read about cotton, jute, coir, hemp, rami and flax. Now in class 7 we are going to read about animal fibers, about wool and silk in detail. So let's have the quick recap of this yesterday's session. We saw about fibers, then natural fibers, synthetic fibers. Okay, what are fibers? A material which is available in the form of thin and continuous strand is called as fiber. When you combine all these fibers, you form a fabric. There are two types of fibers, natural fibers and man-made fibers. About the man-made fibers or synthetic fibers, we will be reading in class 8 in detail. Now, it's enough for us to learn about natural fibers, which is obtained from animals. About wool, yesterday we saw types of natural fibers. Plant fiber. The fibers which are obtained from plants, they are called as plant fiber. Examples, cotton, jute and flax. So, last year we read about cotton, which climate is suitable for them, and how we convert this cotton fiber into fabric. We undergo many process here. So first one is ginning process, the separation of cotton. The next one is spinning, then knitting, then we send it to looms. So we use machines in the loom. There are two types of looms. Example, the power loom and hand loom. Power loom is one which we do with the machines. Hand loom which is done by a hand. We had seen in the mini shops, in the RMKV and all, we have seen that hand looms. And animal fibers only we are going to focus today. The common animal fibers are wool and silk. Wool is obtained from sheep, goat, yak, camel, alpaca, llama, etc. Silk is obtained from silkworm. That is, llama and alpaca comes under the category of camel family. Wool. Wool is a textile body obtained from sheep and certain other animals including Kashmiri from goats, Mohir from goats, and we have muskox, that is a Angora from rabbits, and other types of wool from camels. Wool is an animal fiber. It is present as a thick coat of hair on the body of certain animals to keep them warm. Air gets trapped in the spaces between the hair and does not allow the body heat to escape. That is why we wear woolen clothes in winter. So, yesterday we saw about the rearing of sheep, and we saw about what is breed and what is rearing. What do you mean by a breed? A particular type of animal developed for certain desirable characteristics is called as breed. Rearing is keeping animals and caring for them to obtain useful products. Yesterday we saw about there are many countries in India like Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Sikkim. Then we have Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat, etc. Here the sheep are reared. Wool from other animals. So camel, we saw in the before slide, Bactrian camel, alpaca, a llama, all these comes under the camel family. Kashmiri goat, Angora rabbit From these also we obtain wool. Camel hair is obtained from the very soft and fine fur of the undercoat of the camel. The Bactrian camel gives the best quality camel wool. Alpaca and llama belongs to the camel family. They are found in South America. Their undercoat hair is very soft and lustrous, and the fibers are lightweight. Yesterday's the recap of these breeds of sheep. The Kashmiri coat is found in the high plateaus of Asia. The Kashmiri fiber very soft and warm that is obtained from the goat. How does wool production takes place? The different process involved in wool production are shearing, scoring, grading or sorting, dyeing, drying and making of yarn. In this picture we can see how the fleece is woven into yarn. The sheep are sheared to remove the fleece, and the next step, the fleece is washed to remove dirt, and the fleece is dyed into different colors, and this fleece is baled for transport to the mill. Carding machine combs the loose wool fibers into a sheet. The silver is stretched and twisted into the thin yarn. The sheet is twisted into a rope. Okay, so there are main steps that is involved in processing of wool are changing the fleece into wool. Involves 6 steps: shearing, scoring, sorting, burst separation, dyeing and spinning. Now let us see each step in detail. Now first of all, we should know what do you mean by fleece. Yesterday we saw the hair of the sheep is called as fleece, that is woolen coat of an animal. What do you mean by shearing? The process of removal of fleece from an animal is called shearing. The fleece of the sheep is removed from its body along with a thin layer of dead skin by using machines. The process of removal of fleece from an animal is called shearing. So, the sheared skin with the hair is washed in tanks to remove grease, dust and dirt. The process of washing the sheared wool in hot water followed by drying is called scoring. Sheep are usually shown annually in the spring or summer months. Shearing is done with a manual razor and blade or with special clippers. Just as a haircut does not hurt us, shearing does not hurt the sheep. It actually helps them by removing the heavy woolen coat that they do not require in summer. You have the another technique for shearing. In 1994, they used a technique called as bio-clip. That is, Australian scientists invented the way of removing wool from the sheep without shearing. They inject the sheep with a special hormone, then wrap them in tight hairnets. 3 weeks later, the fleece can be peeled off. This technology is called bio-clip. The third step is the hairy skin is sent to the factory where hairs of different textures are separated. The process of separating hair of different textures from the fleece is called sorting. Burst separation. The small fluffy fibers called burrs are separated from the hairs and again washed and dried. In this process, the wool is sorted on the basis of length, color, texture and the ease with which it can be dyed. Next is dyeing. Dyeing is as the natural color of fleece is white, brown or black. The sheared wool is dyed in different colors. In drying, next one. In this process, containers of wool are put through rollers to squeeze out as much water as possible. Then the wool is weighed and packed into bales. The bales are transported to the mills where they are processed further. As we saw in the previous session, sheep are rare in many parts of our country like Himachal, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat, etc. Sheep feed on grass and leaves. They are also fed with mixture of pulses, corn, jowar, oil cakes and minerals. In winter, sheep sheep are kept indoors and fed on leaves, grain and dry fodder. Some breeds also undergo such breeding process. As we saw in the previous slides, shearing is the first step in processing fiber into wool. It is a removal of fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of the skin. It is very important that sheep are reared in warm weather, usually spring. They don't need their warm coat to keep them warm. They are reared by hand shearer or by a mechanical shearer. As I said you in the previous session, we can able to use this bioclip process. We can use the machines to undergo this shearing. So the next step is our scoring. As I said you, the sheared hair is washed properly to remove dirt, dust and grease. The removal of dirt, dust and grease from the sheared hair is called as scoring. It is done with the help of machines. So yesterday we saw about all these synthetic fibers also. So hope you would have understood how the fleece is converted into wool. Now in the next session, let us see about the health hazards in the wool industry. By this time, it's very important for us to read these steps, which is from shearing to the how it is converted into wool. Thank you, children. Tomorrow, let's see with the diseases that is caused in wool industry and also about the silk in detail. Thank you, children.